Are we back in 2017? Are we seeing the next crypto pump coming from China? This is the question. We are seeing a lot of data. Sorry, it's very early morning. Driving to a breakfast meeting, so sun is still very low. Need to wait a bit. We're seeing a lot of data, and obviously a lot of chitter chatter. Maybe not necessarily China directly is warming up to crypto again, but Hong Kong. Hong Kong came out and said, hey, they want to have some crypto licensing scheme again. Let's see if they let me in. Thank you. Oh, this is such an exception, actually. Singapore tends to be quite rude as a letting people weave in. So always surprising when they do. Hong Kong has been coming out with some licensing suggestions for crypto, and obviously Hong Kong having gotten assimilated by China. This is maybe the hidden kind of exit door into the world of crypto. On top of that, we are seeing extreme, and I think injection of liquid capital, I think is the wrong expression. Money printing is probably the right one, in the hundreds of billions of dollars coming out of China. They need to really support, especially the real estate market there. And I mentioned this yesterday in the weekly update. We're going to see, especially on Thursday, China, COVID, Alibaba, a lot of sentiment there. And it seems, and that's key, it seems that some of that data may be scaring a bit the Chinese. Look, now I'm nice. I'm gonna let this other car in. Yes, you go, sir. And that has caused them to maybe really stimulate a bit of the economy. And just like we've seen in 2020, 2021, when the Western world did this unprecedented money printing, the Eastern world didn't do so much. I think if you are very Europe-centric or America-centric, you don't really notice this so much. But for example, here in Singapore, we didn't do as much money printing. Also, that's why inflation here, it exists because everyone money printed, but it wasn't as bad. So the inflation here is relatively modest. I'm not saying zero, but relatively modest. And many other Asian countries didn't do any money printing. And this is kind of it's not so obvious to the outside world, but it is. And so there is some very strong idea now that China could actually cause the next pump in crypto, especially looking at what the SEC is doing, how it's really going to stifle especially local companies. And it's going to be very interesting to see how investors, companies are going to be reacting to that. Maybe we're going to see a bit of a shift of focus again, where the shift of focus goes away from Europe. Mika comes out there, let's see. The custodial the crypto license in Europe. Let's see how long that takes, and until that is clarified, I think it's still going to take a little bit to have a unified licensing scheme in Europe. The US, no need to talk about it because it's so obvious how aggressive they are against crypto, and it seems that the East found, not only the Middle East, my personal opinion on that is a bit more bearish than most. I know that a lot of companies are pulling towards the Middle East. To me, maybe they've been a bit too liberal, and let's see. I think you need to have a bit of a licensing scheme, and you need to have some regulation, otherwise you're going to attract a lot of questionable schemes. So I think Singapore has done a really good job with this. Hong Kong seems to kind of having this talent drain now, capital drain, and they need to kind of get that back. So let's see. It's going to be quite interesting to see what's that going to do. I do see good chances on that, so I want to be very clear. Could be. One key thing to really watch out for is, though, that in South Korea, which has always been a very interesting tendency, because it's a very isolated market, it used to be a so-called kimchi premium. So there always used to be a small premium of the Bitcoin price there if you would convert it properly into dollars. And the reason is just because it's very insulated and it wasn't as easy to arbitrage that premium out. So basically the premium just was the reason for the conversion cost, and that was the key kind of concern in all that. And that premium has switched to a discount. It's very rare to see that. So that means that especially Korea, is doing more selling of Bitcoin and crypto as a whole than the rest of the world. And so that's a bit of counter, because generally the countries are a bit more in tune. So something to keep out on, watch out for. But as a whole, I think obviously what's happening out of China could be stimulating, could be bullish, and it's definitely also be something that me from a CEO perspective is gonna look for. Maybe we're gonna shift more of an attention from a Southeast Asia focus, and we're gonna put this into an East Asia, Northeast Asia focus. Definitely something to kind of analyze. So yeah, let's see. Quick update today. I hope the week is going well. Tough start yesterday. Let's get everything going here, and then I hope I see you soon. Later today, we're gonna have the YouTube live on my company's YouTube account. We're gonna discuss all these things a bit more in length. So if you want, tune in there, and otherwise, I'll see you soon. Subscribe, like. See you next time. Thanks so much. Yours truly, Julian. Bye-bye.